I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You need to speak German if you want to live, study, and work here in Germany. I know, you might instantly disagree with me because you've seen there are more and more English study programs here in Germany and also job listings with no German requirements. You might have also heard of the famous quote from Oscar Wilde: "Life is too short to learn German." But honestly, this does not apply to you if you really want to have a life and a career in Germany. And these are my 5 reasons why. First reason, not all Germans speak English, and some even avoid to speak in English. Despite being ranked number 10 out of 113 countries for English proficiency, according to EL, your visits to the immigration office, to your doctor, to the supermarket, etc. are most likely going to take place in German. Even though many Germans speak very good English, I'm talking about C1 or C2 level, I've noticed in university or in work meetings, if they see that everyone can speak German, they would often suggest that the meeting is conducted in German. I think it's understandable because who wouldn't want to talk in their native tongue? And because I know German, I can clearly see when a German speaks English, they tend to cut a lot of details on what they actually want to say. My best example here is when you ride the train. Listen to this.
Minuten erreichen wir hier nun Berlin Hauptbahnhof. Hier werden alle planmäßigen Anschlussziele für Sie erreicht. Wir verabschieden uns von der vergessenen aus und umsteigen sagen Tschüss und auf Wiedersehen. Ladies and gentlemen, the next stop, Berlin Central Station. Thank you for traveling with Deutsche Bahn. Goodbye. Meine Damen und Herren, nach kurzem Aufenthalt fährt unser Zug dann weiter nach Berlin Ostbahnhof und endet dort.
Like, damn, the train guy left so much information for the English-speaking guests, even though the information is quite relevant actually. Some will even directly say to you that they don't want to speak in English because they feel that their English is not good enough. Second reason, it makes you connect easier to the place where you live. This is a very personal reason for me. I just cannot imagine living in a place where I don't understand my surroundings, what's happening around me, and what is people talking about on the news. If I see a demonstration in a city, for example,
dass ihr selbst diese Zivilcourage zeigt. In den Parlamenten und wenn es sein muss, auch vor Gericht.
I want to know what it's about, and I want to understand the politics as well. And I also want to know what's trending on German social media. I want to know what's going on in YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Of course, I could also watch the translated version like from Deutsche Welle or English-speaking influencers. But still, I want to know it personally, and I think it hits differently. And you can connect more to your community. You can join a social event in German. You can join a group or a club in German. You can also connect to the German people who don't really speak English, and makes it easier for you to have a conversation with them. And I also love this quote from Nelson Mandela: "If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his native language, that goes to his heart." Trust me, people here appreciate it so much if you talk to them in their language. And trust me, you don't have to be perfect at first. No one expects you to be. Reason number 3, you will be more confident and have less language frustration. Have you heard that according to studies, you have different personalities every time you speak in a different language? I believe that very much. 8 years ago when I first came to Germany, I usually freaked out when I need to talk someone through the phone or when I get a phone call. I didn't feel confident enough, and I was afraid that the person on the other side of the line doesn't understand what I was trying to say. That was the worst feeling. I didn't feel like myself because I feel that I am quite confident when I speak in my native tongue or in English. And it was also frustrating because I was not able to express myself and I couldn't transport all of the ideas and feelings that I have from my head to words in German. This reminds me so much of a scene I saw in Modern Family. Take a look at it.
You know how frustrating it is to have to translate everything in my head before I say it?
But now, after 8 years, I can just easily switch from English to German, and life has been way less stressful. And the most important thing, I feel like I can be myself again. Fourth reason, very simple. In many cases, you just kind of have to. Do you want to study undergrad in Germany? You need C1 German for that. Most of the undergraduate programs are in German. Even international English-speaking master programs require you sometimes to have at least A1 German, so it would be easier for you to get internships and also job when you're done with the study. Or you want to do an Ausbildung, an apprenticeship, you need B1 or B2 level German. You want to find a job here in Germany. The reality is, most of the job listings require you to speak German. You can take a look at it yourself in LinkedIn if you don't believe me. Even if it's a 100% English-speaking job, they usually still write down that German is a plus, which basically means that if there are two candidates with the exact same qualification, except one person speaks German, that person gets the advantage. I also want to add, in many German companies, people in management are most likely German speakers. So, learning German is really a career investment. Last but not least, number 5. There are a lot of perks if you speak German when it comes to visa, permanent residency, and also citizenship. For example, if you work and you have a blue card visa, it will take you 27 months to get a permanent residence or Niederlassungserlaubnis. But if you speak B1 German, they cut down the time to only 21 months. Moreover, when it comes to citizenship, if you want to be a German citizen, you need to live in Germany for 5 years in order to be eligible. But if you speak, for example, C1 German, the time to be eligible could be cut down to only 3 years. So those are my 5 reasons why it's worth it to learn German. But I have to put a disclaimer here, of course, that's my personal experience, where I've lived so far in Stuttgart, Konstanz, Heidelberg, Wolfsburg, and Esslingen. But maybe in other more international and bigger cities like Berlin, for example, you will have a different experience as well. So for you who've lived in other parts of Germany, I want to know your experience as well. Do you think learning German is mandatory, like I mentioned throughout the video? Or do you think, nah, a lot of Germans speak English, I don't need to? Write in the comments. Bye!